Hi, I'm Dr. Adrian Larson, and for the last 10 years, my team and I have been working hard to make auriculotherapy better, easier, and more effective for practitioners everywhere. When I first started looking at auriculotherapy and how we could make things better, the first thing I noticed is it was a bit of a thorny problem. There are literally hundreds of points on the ear. They're very tiny, they're very close together, and they're very powerful. But what this means is that it was very hard to know where they were and what to use them for. Now, of course, there's a lot of great reference books out there, but that's actually part of the problem. There are so many great reference books out there, and it literally takes a stack of books about this big before you really start to have the full picture. And if you're looking for a particular point or protocol, I was in that situation where I'd be reaching for books and thumbing through, whoops, wrong book, is it in this book? And then you're looking at small kind of black and white charts where the points are really tiny, where it's hard to tell the locations and the landmarks. And sometimes you're looking at a left ear, but you're trying to treat a right ear. Anyway, the problem was the accessibility of the information. And so 10 years ago, my team and I got started, and we created what was, at the time, absolutely revolutionary software called Auriculo 3D. We took that two-dimensional ear, all of those two-dimensional charts, and turned it into a three-dimensional movable ear, because the ear, let's face it, is three-dimensional. It's really hard to take points that belong on a three-dimensional object, like an ear, and put them on a two-dimensional picture on a piece of paper and be able to really tell where they're located, particularly when they're located behind another structure or when they're located in an area that can't be seen from the front. So two-dimensional charts just have their limits, and that's a fact. Well, when we produced Auriculo 3D, we produced the world's first three-dimensional auriculotherapy software. And it was great. Hundreds of points, hundreds of protocols all built in that you could look up with the click of a mouse and have ready access to all the information you need. We made it so that you could look at the left ear and the right ear. Depending on which ear you're treating, that made it so much better. And you could rotate the ear and zoom in to see exactly where the points actually are located. So at the time, it was tremendous, and thousands of people have used that software over the years and benefited from it, and routinely we hear about how amazing it is and how much people love it. But it's got a few problems too. When we started to look at how to do that 10 years ago, technology was at a point where some things were really possible and some things, well, they weren't quite so possible. For example, Auriculo 3D, we had to make it so that it only runs in 3D space on an actual computer, which means that you have to have a laptop or a desktop computer to be able to access the 3D features. And even though we had versions that were available for handheld devices, they were only on the iOS platform. Android users, we didn't have anything to make that available for you. And what's more, because when you sell things on the iOS platform, that all must go through the Apple Store, period, the App Store that they run. You would have to buy it from Apple to have it on your phone, and then buy it from us to have it on your computer. So you'd have to have two separate purchases, buy the program twice, and ultimately two separate programs that don't share information. Not ideal, to say the least. Also, it meant that you could have, say, the charts on your phone and the charts on your computer, but then if you added notes or created new protocols on your computer, they didn't transfer to your phone, so you ended up with two different databases and you didn't have access to complete information all the time, which kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? One other thing, and this is a little technical in nature, but it's important to understand. Showing a two-dimensional chart on the computer screen versus showing a three-dimensional ear required completely separate pieces of software. And so we integrated actually two applications so that when you looked at a chart in 2D space on the computer and then you clicked the 3D button, it launched a separate application and showed that chart in 3D where you could have the ear and you could move it around. And that was a good workaround. Honestly, at the time, it was a brilliant workaround. But what it meant was when you created new protocols, added new points to your two-dimensional charts, you didn't have them in the 3D space. And so it had a built-in set of limitations. And for years, it was wonderful and very helpful. But we also knew we could do better. And as technology has advanced, as things have gotten better, cheaper, faster, we found that it was getting, frankly, a little obvious that Auriculo 3D was getting long in the tooth, and we needed to do something new. As we looked at all of the various options, though, we found that creating a completely new 3D auriculotherapy application was not going to be something that could be done quickly or easily. It was going to take some time, a lot of effort, a lot of research, and a lot of really great programming to get it right. Today, I'm excited to tell you about something so much better. After years of hard work put in by my team, we've finally completed and we're ready to announce to the world our new software, Auriculo 360. This is revolutionary once again. It's a ground-up rebuild starting with a fully 3D platform so that everything is done on a live 3D ear. So what can you expect in Auriculo 360? Well, it's got everything that you've come to know and love in Auriculo 3D. It's got all the points, all the protocols you're used to, plus we've added a lot more. There are more points, more protocols, more flexibility, and it still has all the great features. You can overlay the frequency zones, the Nogier numbers on the ear. Furthermore, it is now available on every screen you have. And this is really cool because you can have it on your computer, you can have it on your iPad, your iOS devices, your phone, your Android tablet, your Android phone. It doesn't matter which screen you have, we've leveled the playing field. If you own Auriculo 3D, then you've got this three-dimensional ear, but it is like a robotic, metallic, weird ear model. It wasn't really pleasant to look at. And at the time, it was what we could do. Honestly, it illustrated the locations well, and that was its job, and it did its job. But 3D technology is so much more powerful now. We have this really kind of beautiful, artistic ear. It's much more natural, it's much more human to look at. It's just a pleasanter experience. Now, we've put in a lot of time and effort to make sure that it not only works that way, but that it's smooth, it's liquid, it's nice. The three-dimensional space feels natural and is very responsive on all your devices. And believe me, that's not an easy bit of programming to get right. So no matter where you are and what device you happen to be close to, you've got instant information at your fingertips and ready access to what you need. Now, what's really cool is that we've built it so that it has cloud-based syncing. This means that if you add a new point, let's say you do that on your tablet, and then you add some notes about that point, and then you create a new protocol with new points. All of that information, all of your creativity, all of the intelligence that you capture synchronizes to all of your devices. So let's get to the best thing about Auriculo 360, the price. When Auriculo 3D first came out all those years ago, it actually sold for $250. And then on top of that, you'd have to pay extra to add it to your phone, add it to your iPad. You'd pay per screen. And so to have it on those three screens, you'd be over $300 into it. We're very excited that with new technology and with cloud-based services, we're able to get it much more affordable than that. We now can offer a 3-screen plan for the low price of just $129 a year that allows you to put it on any 3 screens. And having an annual subscription means that all the upgrades, updates, everything that we do to improve the software and continue to allow the cloud services that allow for all of your syncing, preserving all your notes, things that you add, all of that is included so that you don't have to worry about paying for upgrades in the future. Now, if you need it on more than 3 screens, we offer a clinic plan for up to 10 screens, and you can mix and match computers, pads, tablets, phones, all the screens you want, up to 10 screens for $199 a year. Better yet, during our limited time launch special, those prices are even lower. For 3 screens, it's just $99, and for up to 10 screens, it's just $169. That's less than you pay for your Netflix subscription. Gets you all the great features, all the support, all the updates, everything's included, but you need to act now during the limited time launch special. Get Auriculo 360 and get started today. Now, there's one other great deal I need to tell you about, and that is this. If you purchase the .0 Select Digital, which is a tremendously good tool for auriculotherapy, includes all the Nogier frequencies, it does both polarities, it tonifies and sedates, automatically locates and treats points, wonderful tool. And if you buy that now, you get a year of Auriculo 360 for free. So if you don't yet have the .0 Select Digital, then that's definitely the way to go. Pick up that tool now, get your first year free of Auriculo 360. One other piece of great news. Because we love our customers and we believe in taking good care of you, any of our customers who've recently bought Auriculo 3D, and by recently I mean if you've bought it any time in the last year, so from February 1st, 2020 forward, anybody who's purchased it in that time period is going to get a free upgrade and a free first year of Auriculo 360. Either plan you want, the 3-screen plan or the 10-screen plan, it's free for the first year. Watch your inbox for instructions on how to create your account and get your free first year if you are a recent purchaser. So that's the deal. We've got a great launch special for you. It's a limited time only. You're going to want to act now. Go ahead and hit that buy now button below the video. Let's get it in your hands. We've been working so hard for literally years. We are ecstatic and excited to get it in your hands and to see what you think of it. So get your hands on it today. Let us know what you think. Act now. We are looking forward to having you as an Auriculo 360 user.